Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cookie Tree Tribe, where the delicate princess of the Rosewater cookie line is preparing to have her first child despite the grave illness that continues to rob her of her young life. She is kind of the tragic heroine of the entire cookies line. All three trees have now heard, or like two trees, because the third tree isn't established yet. So both trees have heard about the tragedy of Coco, and I'll admit, I think she's the very first nicheling I've ever had who is going to unfortunately die at a young age due to her doubled up immunity, but is also actually like okay with that, because I think she loves being the center of attention and she has no problem with being a bit of a tragic heroine figure. So go figure, right? But welcome back to the Cookie Tribe, guys. As you guys know by now, if you want to know what happened in the previous episodes, do please watch the previous episodes or go ahead and check out the links in the video description, which will have a summary of the rules and a link to our amazing nicheling wiki, which I am oh so proud of and oh so in love with. And we are going to pick up right where we left off last time. Bearing in mind, we have quite a bit going on since we have a Sugar Drop about to have the first of Macadamia's children with her, and they are going to try to carry on the main line of the cookie tree with, if I did it right, trying to get some darker cookies in. We're really going for the chocolate chip patterning for the main cookie line because they want to mimic as much as they can the goddess Mies, who we're going to say was a chocolate chip cookie because I'm pretty sure she was like a brown fur with dark brown spots. So we're going to try to get the main line's children looking like that. And then the Rosewaters are really becoming very, very, very appearance conscious. They also love the pink coloration. Pink spots are extremely important to them. So, somebody like Cyan is a little bit too loud, and already he is kind of being encouraged. Like, he's not encouraged, but he's kind of getting fed up with how egotistical his brother Lordon and Princelle are. And even little Earlty feels like at least he's not too vibrant. He may be another tragic figure in the Cookie Tribe because the Rosewaters are kind of obsessed with almost like a Victorian era tragedy. They just love the tragic heroes and the tragic heroines. It's something about them. I don't know why, but I just adore the idea that they're all just a bunch of little Victorian nichelings sitting around trying to see who has the prettiest spots and maybe daintily nibbling on the nuts and commenting like behind their paws over like, oh, well, Cyan, he's just a little too loud, and Earl Grey or Earlty a little washed out. So little Earlty, as rumors have it, it looks like that though because he is mourning the loss of his mother, so young, and so that does make him a tragic enough figure that they're putting up with his light color spots. But Cyan is a bit loud and a bit fed up with all of this nonsense and beginning to think about traveling and seeing what else the world has to offer, such as Blani and Anzac's new tree, where we are going to stick all of our really exotic colored and patterned and I guess they're going to always have spots, but they'll also take in more exotic nichelings to this tree is basically what I'm saying there. And then of course we have our wanderer over here, Cream. She now has like a leech. Marsh might pluck that off her as she wanders by, but I was hoping she would find a wanderer to mate with and maybe leave behind a child with some new genes, because as a wanderer she can mate with anyone, but all of our Cookie Tribe members can only mate with spotted nichelings. But so far, no luck. Maybe once we clear this island of all of its grass and move to the next island, which I was gonna use this one, but now I kind of want to move to a harder one so that we can try to find some new genes. That would be kind of nice. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But all right, so we have one baby about to be born with Coco's first child with Marsh, who has become hopelessly in love with her. Did I give them both? Yes, I gave them both some cool mutations. It's so weird to be able to look at their genes after being with the Whims lately too. But all right, Coco, your very first child. Shall it be a lovely dainty princess like you? It's a little prince! It's a little prince, and I think that he's healthy, and he's healthy, thank goodness. So he does have pink spots too, which I think would make her quite happy. Okay, so what are we gonna name you, little one? I'm gonna go ahead and name him, now I kind of want to like think of a list of famous princes. I'm actually gonna name him, Jam. Jam? Jame? I was gonna go with like James. And then, you know what? I'm gonna go with James because now I can't unsee Team Rocket's James, who also, because of the roses in his family in the Pokemon series, does make me think about some Victorian era sort of things. So little James, welcome to the family tree. And he has now been born. What are his traits? Thankfully, he can crack nuts. Very important. Have to eat plenty of nuts in this family. He's healthy. He does have the pink pattern with red and white making for pink spots. He's got recessive D, and he does have nimble fingers, which is excellent. So he can gather some nuts, or some of the, I guess that means he can always gather nuts from nimble fingers, yeah? Yeah. And he'll always be able to gather berries as well. So he will be able to take care of himself. But there we go, so baby number 1 has been born, and Coco is thinking that perhaps a second child, as she becomes weaker and weaker, is a good idea. And there we go. Alright, so we're gonna have another child with her, and I think Marsh will go ahead and kind of like clear this grass, believing that he is helping, since Marsh is the one who has really encouraged any of the cookie tribes to clear away all of the grass so that they can better watch over and better care for the cookie tree, which is how we're going to say that's why my nichelings are going to clear the entire island, because they believe clearing all the grass will give more health and more nutrients to the tree because it won't have competition. And that is a very important, almost like a religious duty that they have to their goddess Mies. So also, the patriarch or matriarch kind of passing away under the tree seems to be a running theme, but mostly among the main cookie line. I'm not sure what the Rosewater cookies think about that just yet. But alright, speaking of clearing away the tree, Sugardrop's going to go ahead and help out, as she should. Macadamia is going to go ahead and gather these nuts and call down the nuts from the tree. And then Walnut and Banana are actually coming back over to kind of mourn with Macadamia the passing of Hazelnut, the patriarch before him, and also to maybe announce their new love that they have for one another. Because we're very low. We're down to 4 out of 12 members on the main cookie line. That is not cool. Also, Walnut's actually pink spotted, so he better watch out or else he might start having eyes made at him by any of our female or even the male nichelings from the Rosewater tribe. The most important thing is pink spots, after all. But I'm going to have Walnut go ahead. We're actually going to double down on that brown coloring. So he's going to pass on brown fur and brown pattern. And that's because, you know, his name is Walnut, so I just imagine, like, that's kind of what he does. I'm gonna actually leave Banana with her kind of cream banana yellowish colored spots, but I am going to try to get her to have maybe beige fur, brown fur. I'm gonna go with beige fur on Banana, because come on, she looks like a little banana. Yellow fur would actually be amazing too. Oh my gosh, Banana, I'm gonna go ahead and give you yellow fur, even though I shouldn't, if we're going for browns. But you know, you don't want to be too similar. Having a little bit of variation amongst the tribe members is good. But Walnut and Banana have actually always smelled amazing to each other, which is the nicheling way of knowing it might be true love, which means that their immunity is good. So they're going to have fallen in love. And Banana is going to jump over after trying to tend to the ground a little bit, and she will settle in on the opposite side with Sugardrop, and these two shall become new mothers who are helping one another to tend to the tree while they are at it, while Macadamia gathers the nuts that are down here. All right, and speaking of gathering nuts, Crayon is... I guess that Coco would be our current matriarch of this tribe, actually. So Crayon is going to be gathering these nuts and call his son Earl T over to learn how to gather more. And then I think that Cyan, he is right now formally a former member of this tribe, but I think we're going to go ahead and we know where Cyan's going. So we're going to give him blue, and blue is going to be the coloration. Are you ready for this? Of this tribe. Dun dun dun! Where Blani is quite happy. She figures she may have gotten lost in those tall grasses, but she is quite happy to have established herself under a new home, and any minute now, Anzac is going to come around the corner. Their eyes will meet, and I think their immunity actually matches up. Let me check really quickly. Alright, almost there. D and G. Yay, it does! So Anzac comes around the corner. Their eyes meet across the distance of flowers and ocean waves, and they know that it is meant to be. Even though Anzac is barely spotted, and that makes many of the nichelings of the tribe nervous, not Blani. Blani can't, imagine. She's gonna grab a couple nuts and come over here to greet Anzac as he finally approaches the third and final tree. And we shall finally have these two begin a whole new tribe, which is gonna be very exciting because look at their cute little setup they have down here. They can do some fishing and unlock fishing genes for us. They're gonna be the quirky genes. So the third tribe over there will be all of our quirky genetics. Meanwhile, all right, Cream. She's not very happy about this whole bleeding out thing, so she's going to try to wiggle her way over to what's going on over here. And I do believe, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let Cyan, he's going to start wandering. There we go. He's already finding some food. But he's going to start wandering, and I do believe that all of the other healthy members, his siblings, are going to start thinking about clearing away the grass and helping to contribute to the Rosewater tribe. Not because they're particularly, kind nichelings. I think the entire Rosewater line is kind of egotistical after all. But I like the idea that they are looking at one another and listening to what Marsh is saying about clearing the grass away so that the wonderful cookie trees can be seen better. And they're thinking, and I think that Lord On might be the first one to come up with this idea, but if we clear the grass away, doesn't that mean that everyone will be able to see our beautiful pink spots better? And that is actually what motivates the Rosewaters to clear all of the grass, is the desire for their lovely spots to be better appreciated. So let's go ahead and have Lordon jump up here. I did not mean to have him try to dig. And Princelle shall jump over here. And I'm going to have Raisin come over here. And I do think having almost like a high tea of gathering around and kind of preening over one another's spots and bragging, I do think that this one looks a little like a flower, don't you? Or what about this spot? Lately it just looks like an excellent nut. Look at that. I think I have some new ones. Clearly, Mies is like, I can just imagine that like one of the nichelings, like maybe that's Raisin's habit, is holding up a paw and being like, look, I do believe I have some new spots coming in. It is the wonderful goddess Mies showing me her wonderful favor after all. I could totally see them being like that. Oh, she's got a little spot on her nose. That's so cute. All right, so they're doing fine. We have taken care of everyone, and we are about to have a little bit of a baby boom. Holy moly, look at this. Okay, we have another boy, and he is actually washed out as well, and he has horns. I think that Earl T is now a little annoyed because he has some competition, dainty competition. You might as well be like Earl T's twin. Oh my gosh, Nuvan. What are we gonna name you? So we have Earl T. And I think we're gonna go ahead. We have Earl T and his brother James, or like James is Nuvan's brother. He's kind of washed out. I think we'll go ahead and just name him Snow. He is really beautiful though. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think white spots are kind of becoming a little bit in vogue for the Rosewater cookies, but they're not quite as like, they're considered kind of sickly and weak since they come from like, you know, the death of a mother or a sickly female who has maybe 2 more babies worth in her. That sounds terrible. Like she has maybe 2 more babies to offer. Oh, and she wasn't supposed to give birth in that nest. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot. Maybe it's a sign. Snow is too far from the favor of the cookie tree. It's a sign. Oh, that is a sign. Okay, we're going to take it as a fact that Snow was too far from the favor of the cookie tree. He may be accepted in the tribe because he does have spots. They're just really hard to see like Earl T's. But both of these two might have a very hard time finding a mate as a result. I do think they're quite lovely though. And I think that the rest of the tribe wouldn't really care if they have white spots. I mean, there's tons of white spots over here. Just because they're hard to see, it's just like with Anzac, where the tribe is a little dubious about this. But clearly Coco has been affected. She has taken her child and her nest too far from Mies's favor, and we need to set up a nest directly under the tree in order to have her final children. So Cran will clear the way. Holy cow, who are you? Von Kier! Invader! We have an invader in the tribe. Oh my gosh, he looks like a piece of bacon. Can you imagine a spiky invader in the Rose Waters like high tea? So it's like a spiky bacon invader has just rushed into what is basically like a really fancy tea party. That is so funny. Cream! Cream! You need to live! You need to live! There's the perfect mate for you. Alright, in fact, we're gonna have her hear all of the screeching. I imagine that Coco can screech quite effectively. And we'll have Coco really hoof it to see what the heck is going on. Like, what is happening over here? And she sees her brother Marsh again. And we'll have... No, come back! Okay, we're gonna have Marsh. Where did he go? Where did you go? Where did you go? He just moved like nobody's business. Okay, Cream, your job is to go and find where that nicheling went. So we're gonna go ahead and lick her to cure the bleeding. And Cream is gonna... Oh, she's setting off. So this has been quite the flurry of excitement in the little high tea party. But Cream, you can mate with him! You can mate with him and you're the only one! He's not spotted, but you are outside of the tribe. They know of you, but now they had two wanderers just bash through their wonderfully calm little camp. I think it was quite an overexciting event. Very overexciting. All right, Earlty is going to come over here to help his father with clearing the grass. I think Cranberry would see an entirely new importance in clearing all of this grass. He'll watch over his grandson, James. And then we really need that pregnancy to take, thank goodness. Oh, Coco, you're only going to be able to have one more child if we're not careful. And if I put you there, should I put her under her mother's? Okay, she's going to have to jump in her mother's nest. Otherwise, we won't be able to have as many children with her as I want. But that was way too exciting. Cyan, you missed out on... Oh, dang it. I didn't mean to have him dig. That's very annoying. Cyan missed out on all of the hype that just happened. He was thinking it was too much of a stuffy tea party back home, and little did he know, as soon as he leaves, a whole bunch of drama just happened. Raisin will go ahead and gather up some food there, and we'll have her help clear out the grass. And I think Princella is actually kind of nervous, like that startled him. So he's happy to start clearing the grass just so that they don't have any invaders, like, creep up on them again. Oh, and then we have all the babies down here. We have Lala. Oh, we're gonna leave her name Lala. Guys, just as Tata likes to pop back up in tribes from time to time, we just had Lala reborn in our tribe. I think that the goddess Lala has reappeared to make sure that everything is going okay. So she is clearly still watching over this nicheling tribe. And we have a brand new little cookie that I'm actually going to name Cinnamon. Look at her. She is so cute. So we have a little Cinnamon over here who is very happy to be born, no doubt. She's a little hard to see on the spots, but it'll be okay. And we've got some bunnels to eat. I think Marsh, or Macadamia, he looks just like Marsh, sorry about that. Macadamia has had an idea about these berry bushes that we'll have to discuss shortly. Cranberry is, or like Cyan, is clearly living it up, just taking out bundles left and right, being a wild child that his stuffy Rose family never wanted to have. And we finally have love and romance blooming between Blani and Anzac. Ah, the stories of the Cookie Tribe. I hope all of you are enjoying it as much as I am. I hope that you have subscribed to become a member of our nicheling pantheon and be part of our high tea nicheling society tea parties we're apparently hosting now. And if you could, please leave a like to either welcome little Lala back or go ahead and help Cream with her good luck at catching the wandering nicheling, who may very well add in some unique genes to our cookie family trees. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.